Good evening, boils and ghouls, and welcome to our 10-hour monster movie horror-thon, presented by BCTV on the Bethany Broadcasting Network, where our intrepid band of ghost hunters will attempt to prove at long last if Old Main on the campus of Bethany College is indeed haunted. And now, here are your hosts, Jocelyn Nelson and Carlo Guadagnino.
Welcome to the first monster movie horror-thon here at Bethany College. I'm Jocelyn Nelson. This is my co-host, Carlo Guadagnino. How are you feeling today, Carlo?
I mean, it's a little chilly. It's probably going to get a little colder, but it's a nice day.
Definitely. We are coming at you right now from Bethany College campus in Bethany, West Virginia. Joining us later today will be Taylor Furco, Kyle Wales, and Bree Steek. Today we're going to be showing you 5 different spooky Halloween movies. They're older movies, but they're still classics, really come back. Our first movie is going to be Little Shop of Horrors, playing at 4 p.m.
The original one, not the musical that you guys think it is. And this is actually Jack Nicholson's first movie ever.
Yeah, and at 6:30 we're going to play House on Haunted Hill. Vincent
Price's version, right? Not that remake they made a couple years back.
Oh, of course, Vincent Price. And then at 8:30 p.m. we're going to play Dementia 13.
I think the same guy that did The Godfather, I think he had something to do with that. It might have been like a college film, Francis Ford Coppola.
Nice, that was one of his starts, wasn't it?
I think so.
And then at 10:30 p.m. we're going to play Night of the Living Dead. I know you guys know that one.
Hey, that's filmed in my hometown. And Lurch's, actually.
And then finally at 12:30 for our kickoff movie, we're going to be playing Silent Night, Bloody Night.
Listen, put the kids to bed, folks, because I might not even stay up for this movie.
Yeah, that one may or may not ruin Christmas for me.
Yeah, a little bit.
We're also going to be giving out prizes throughout the night for trivia that we're going to be asking on the show. We're going to want you to email your answers, and I'll give you that email address later on tonight. They're going to be different movies. We have Scooby-Doo movies. I think we have a few more modern Halloween movies going on. We have a huge pack of Halloween movies for one of our prizes, so definitely stay tuned for that. You're really going to want to hear this trivia. Finally, we're also going to have... We're also going to have packages including ghost stories from right here on Bethany College campus from the students themselves. So stay tuned for that and get to hear a little bit about the spooky histories and traditions going on here at Bethany College. And we have a lot of important sponsors for this one that have really made this show happen. First sponsor is Krispy Kreme Donuts, which Carlo here is enjoying. Something sweet is in the neighborhood. We also have Buffalo Wild Wings, Wings, Beer, and Sports.
That's my favorite type of... Those are my 3 favorite things.
We also have a sponsor by the Ad Council, public service advertising that makes a difference.
It really does, too.
We are also sponsored by Jimmy John's, Freaky Fast Delivery.
I got nothing for Jimmy John's. They're just really good.
We're also sponsored by Preview Theater, which you saw a little bit earlier in our show if you tuned in on time. And it's Preview Theater, know your movie first. We also are supported by Subway Restaurants, Eat Fresh. You gonna sing that jingle?
No, I'm not gonna sing, but I think there's some football players that sponsor them as well.
Okay, we'll get him to sing later on that one. We're also sponsored by Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
That Papa John's guy, he makes all the pizzas. It's weird to me. How does he make the pizzas, own the company, and deliver them? All the commercials, he's running around everywhere. It's
He's the Santa Claus of pizza.
Apparently.
We are sponsored by Shop and Save. It's really that simple. And finally, by Domino's. You got 30 minutes.
And they mean that, or it's free.
And we've used that a few times here, haven't we?
I definitely have.
Okay. We are also going to be talking with Kyle in a little bit about what's going on in Old Main Tower.
Kyle's a good guy. He knows his stuff. He's the local historian here at Bethany College.
Most definitely. Well, let's talk a little bit more about our sponsors real quick, because they really are good. What did we eat already today? We had a lot of really good food backed up here backstage.
I mean, I've had pizza from Papa John's. I definitely got some of them little finger sandwiches that John's and Subway provided, which I like finger sandwiches. You take them on the go.
Most definitely. And my favorite donuts by far, Boston cream.
Oh, see, I'm more of a custard guy. I like the custard on the inside.
Okay.
We're gonna send it to Kyle now with a little bit of a preview of the history that he's gonna give us. Kyle?
Talk a little bit about Old Main.
Here, you can have my mic, guy.
All right. Thank you very much. First off, Old Main right behind me. It was the first blueprints of the Smithsonian, D.C. Pretty amazing stuff right there. Amazing that it ended up all the way in Bethany, West Virginia. Older than the state itself, and made in 1850. Well, actually, no, decided to make in 1850, then go. Ended up being built in 1866. And pretty great stuff. You're going to see Dr. Capel talk about the ghosts that are going to be walking around Bethany campus.
I'm just standing behind us. Just
quit looking at me. And other than that, we're going to...
All right,
well, we won't be able to... You
come
take
on, I'm the
it.
host.
Okay,
Come on,
sorry.
give me my mic back. Get off my go. Stand a little bit there. Come over here, Lurch.
We're bringing Lurch back on set here to help us a little bit.
Hold on, we gotta ask Lurch how he's feeling. We haven't asked him yet. Lurch, how you feeling today? That's all you got to say, Lurch? Not one for words, huh?
He's our main man, but not much of a talker.
Well, I mean, I guess he's good as an easel, though, and that's
Very.
one heck of a bow tie if you haven't seen. That's one bow tie right there. That is a stunning. You look good, Lurch. You look good today. I'll put that back up there. Thank you.
Most definitely. Have you seen Little Shop of Horrors yet?
I saw the musical, not this one though, so I'm going to be in there watching during the movie.
Yeah, I'm in the same way, really looking to see what's inspired. And now we're gonna pitch it over to that movie so you guys can see exactly what we're talking about.
Welcome back, boils and ghouls. I see you're still with us. Our monster movie Horror-Thon continues on BCTV if you dare to watch. And now, here are your hosts once again, Jocelyn Nelson and Carlo Guadagnino.
This segment was brought to you by Krispy Kreme Donuts, located in Trinity Point, Washington, PA. Something sweet in the neighborhood. Welcome back to the Monster Movie Horror-a-thon here at Bethany College on Bethany College campus. So, why don't you tell us a little bit about what's going on tonight? I know we're going up later in the tower with Taylor Furco, the girl I mentioned earlier, and we're going to see if Old Main is actually haunted. We're going to go all the way to the top of the tower. Carlo, have you ever even thought about what might be up there?
I actually have been up there. It's really creepy. And the weird thing is, there's the one main stairwell that Cam and I will be attempting to go in since you guys already found the other way. But, needless to say, I'm not happy about that.
Yeah.
But Cam and I will try to go up there a little bit later on the show after Taylor. But the other thing, the cool thing about Old Main and the clock tower itself is it's located above the academic parlor, and it's one of the oldest parts of Old Main. And it's really creepy up there. There may or may not be a dingo tag or something. There might be. I can't confirm or deny that.
And to help you guys get a little bit of an idea of how Old Main looks and what's going on in there, we actually took security cam shots. So we have a little bit of security cam shots from throughout Old Main so you guys can see what's really going on in there. And who knows, maybe you'll catch a ghost that we don't see on those immediately. So keep your eyes peeled as we show you those clips and as we show you those videos from those cameras.
And you gotta be, it's real weird seeing them. Like, I was just in the truck watching the security cams, and they're just creepy. Like, it's like you got the long corridor in Old Main, you got some other, the bird room. The bird room got to have some ghost in it. It has to. It's just a creepy room.
Even if it's a bird ghost, there's something in there.
But you know who you don't have to worry about ghosts with?
Who?
A Ghostbusters Krispy Kreme donut. It's very delicious, by the way.
And it is our sponsor, Krispy Kreme, is actually celebrating the 30th anniversary of Ghostbusters. Krispy Kreme is doing a promotional campaign as a salute to the two Ghostbusters movies. Ghostbusters donuts, like the one that my co-host here is eating, include a marshmallow cream-filled shell topped with white icing and a decorative green splat inspired by the Slimer, and a Ghostbusters logo sugar piece. There's also the Stay Puffed Marshmallow Man.
Hold on, time out. I just took a bite of the sugar piece with the goo. Very good, very good. Good job, Krispy Kreme. You outdid yourself.
Congratulations, you managed to impress him. Not a hard task as far as food goes, right, Carlo? Exactly. There is also the Krispy Kreme donut that we have, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man one. A marshmallow cream-filled, shell-topped with white icing, decorated with the Stay Puft Marshmallows Man familiar face and a sugar piece hat. These pictures were taken by our producer of tonight's show, Eric Sprouse, the ones that you'll be seeing on your screen.
And these are the security cams. He put hours into putting security cams up in Old Main. So hopefully, you know, maybe Bethany College can keep these security cams and we save a couple bucks.
Yeah, hopefully. Also, the 30th anniversary of Ghostbusters on Blu-ray is really big going on right now, so make sure you take a look into that.
Hey, look, can you hold this for me? Thanks, ma'am.
So once again, this segment is brought to you by Krispy Kreme. Thank you to them, and good luck on your 30th anniversary for Ghostbusters.
But now I know everybody's been waiting for this first trivia question. Excuse me, that donut got me caught up. Before achieving Hollywood stardom, what famous actor was the first victim of the killer in the original Friday the 13th?
Ooh, that is a hard one. I don't know if I know that. Do you?
I know it because of a fun game I like to play.
Okay.
I can't tell it the game because the game
yeah.
gives away who the person is. Come on, Jocelyn, stay up with me. You don't leave the bus back for anybody.
I was hoping to get a little sneaky insight there.
No,
I might want to put in for one of these movie prizes. If you want to try to answer this trivia question, drop an email to the BCTV HORROR-THON at yahoo.com. That's BCTV HORROR-THON at yahoo.com. The 13th email with the correct answer will receive a movie prize double pack. We will take no answers after the movie is finished.
And the prizes, yeah, of course. It's my favorite movie. And part 2 of my favorite movie. Scooby-Doo Part 1 and 2.
Which I really liked those Scooby-Doo movies. I love how they portray Velma and all that. It's one of my favorite Halloween stuff
I don't like these new school. They changed my cartoons. Tom and Jerry doesn't even chase each other anymore. They have conversations. When have you ever seen Tom and Jerry have a conversation?
Well, if you're like me and actually interested in those Scooby-Doo movies, be sure to drop us an email with the answer to that question. Why don't you repeat that trivia question for the people at home?
Again, before achieving Hollywood stardom, what famous actor was victim of the killer in the original Friday the 13th?
Okay, if you know that, be sure to drop an email. Of course he does. BCTV HORROR-THON at yahoo.com. Okay, well, we're going to continue enjoying these Krispy Kreme donuts while we send you back to the movie.
Welcome back, boils and ghouls. I see you're still with us. Our monster movie Horror-Thon continues on BCTV, if you dare to watch. And now, here are your hosts once again, Jocelyn Nelson and Carlo Guadagnino.
Brought to you by Subway, located on Washington Road in Washington, PA. Subway, eat fresh.
Well, I am. Don't worry.
My friend Carlo here is enjoying a nice Subway sandwich. What's on that sandwich?
Looks like turkey, a little bit of mayo, some roast beef, lettuce, and tomato.
That's good right there.
Oh. No, I thought it was an olive, but it wasn't.
Okay, well, we are continuing to talk about what we're going to be doing later on tonight. What's going to be the highlight of our show. We're going to be actually going up into the Old Main Bell Tower, all the way to the top to where we can look outside over Old Main, over the entire Bethany College campus, which is where we're coming at you from, Bethany College, right here in Bethany, West Virginia. How do you like it here, Carlo?
It's a small college of national distinction.
Yeah, that's what it says on the website, right?
That's what I'm told.
Okay, We have 30 security cameras set up throughout Old Main, so you guys can look around a little bit and maybe see if you can spot some ghosts. And I believe our producer, Eric Sproul, set up those cameras.
He did. Right now we should be looking at some shots throughout Old Main.
And we have shots from Bird Room.
Yeah, if you're in that creepy Bird Room, keep your eyes open, because you're going to see something.
Yeah, there's a lot of creepy spots in Old Main, not just the actual Old Main corridor. So we're going to be looking a lot into that.
That we will. But right now we're going to jump to keep the ghost stories and whatnot. You know, we're going to jump right into those packages. The first ghost story, or the first two ghost stories we have on the ticket is Daryl Fenton and Jake. I don't know his last name.
Jake from from State Farm, if you know Bethany College campus.
Jake from State Farm is one of our two people.
So let's see what they have to say and what their experiences were.
It was my freshman year, which would have been 2011, and it was nothing untoward. I was in Phillips with a few friends, and it got to around 3 AM, so it was obviously time to leave. And so I go out, and I've never been in Phillips before, so it's, as you know, there's two different exits. So I walk out, and I go down the corridor, couldn't find the exit, and I go back the way I've just come to go find, and I see an exit, and in front of the exit there's like a girl. She's got like long black hair. I couldn't see her face because she was like actually staring at the exit. So I was like, and obviously it's 3 AM in Phillips. I've heard stories of people, I don't want this to seem anything inappropriate, so I asked the most obvious question. I go, excuse me, could you tell me where the exit is? And she just stands there, staring at the door. And I didn't think it was, I only ever saw a nightie before like this. It was one that like my grandmother used to wear. It would be like, you know, like the long white ones, and it would have the flowers with like the green and pink flowers. I assumed she was college because she was kind of tall. It wasn't like a small child, but she had like, it was just like the weirdest of like old school like 90s, and it really did. That was like the most eerie bit for me in total, to be honest. And she doesn't say anything, so I just assumed, went, sorry darling, do you know where the exit is? And all she does is she literally just opens the door and just walks through the door. So, and obviously there's a big sign that says exit against it, so at least she's gone, so I don't feel like that weird. So I go walk towards the door, and I push the door, and the door's locked. So I kind of didn't really think at the time. I thought, oh, that's weird, she must have locked it as she must work it. So I go back round to the other exit, and she's at that exit again. And this is where I start to get a little bit, I'm one of them skeptical people. I'm not really scared much, and ghosts and all that, I hear stories, but I'm from the city, so we don't have any there, because that would get like, so I start to get a little bit spooked, and then I go to walk towards the door, and she just turns around, and it's just hair, like straight down. And this is where I bolt. I sprint so quick. I've never sprinted so quick. I'm not quick at all. I fly myself into the door where she went in the first time. Bolt all the way down the stairs, and this is on my life. This is not one of them, or I swear I heard the most horrific cackle I have ever heard. I ran all the way back to CV, like completely out of breath, and went straight to bed. Well, I tried, but it wasn't the best, and that's my story.
I'm a member of Delta Tau Delta up on Greek Hill, and apparently our house has been haunted for a long time. There's reports of the Delt Demon, which lives in our house. This was brought on because of there's a lot of Ouija board activity and weird things going on with the classes before like now. So there's a lot of weird things that are going on in the house recently. For instance, the other day we were just hanging out in the lounge, and one of the lights like in our bathroom just turned on out of nowhere. It was the weirdest thing, but we all made sure we got quickly out of there. The one night, we all decided that we wanted to sleep in the lounge, so we all slept in the lounge to try and see if we could see anything with it. We just pretty much yelled at it the whole time. Didn't really get anything out of it, but we were definitely scared. There's been reports of the demon throwing things throughout our house that a few of my brothers have told me about. They said they've seen things just go flying for no reason, doors slam. I think the scariest thing I ever heard about it was it really exists in one of the downstairs cubes. And my one friend who used to live there said he'd be asleep in the middle of the night and he would just hear knocks on his door, and he would go out and open up, look outside, there was no one there. He thought it was just one of the brothers playing a prank on him. So he'd knock on their door and they woke up just dead tired, asleep. And they're like, I didn't knock on your door. And he's like, okay, well that's weird. So then he'd go back to sleep and he'd hear the knock again. He went outside and looked, nothing there again. And then he said he started hearing like finger tapping on, there's like boards above our beds. Like if you put like your bed underneath the thing, there's like a board up here. And he said he heard finger tapping just on top of the board. And he got out of that room and he changed rooms the next day. That's probably the scariest thing I've heard about the Delt Demon.
And that was some really creepy stories by Daryl and Jake there.
Well, Daryl's kind of a creepy guy. I saw him earlier eating some what is that, coral you said? Tastes like cabbage? That's just weird, bro. What are you doing?
And Jake was talking about that Delt Demon. Have you ever heard of the Delt Demon on campus?
I have. You know, I heard there's another guy in Delt that kind of tried to conjure that demon up a couple years ago. So I try to stay away from that. I don't do ghosts. It's just not my thing.
Well, we wanted to actually show you guys a little bit of the behind the scenes that goes on here and how we managed to make all this happen. So we're going to throw it over to camera 3, and I'm going to send Carlo off into the truck.
See you guys. See you later, Jocelyn. All right, so basically, as you can see, there's kind of wires everywhere. We were out here yesterday and today kind of setting up for this. As you can see, me and Cam are moving very slow because, well, I'm backpedaling and he's trying not to watch me fall, and I appreciate that. But see the TV truck over here, Mr. Dumas has been flying around. You know what he does. That's probably the mainstream. Over there, Cam, if you want to get a shot of the green room over there, and then by the time you come back, we should be coming around the corner. And oh, our lovely truck personnel, here. Cam, if you want to get a shot, this is you got Taylor Furco, who will be going up into the tower here in a little bit. Bailey. You have, is Whitney in there? Whitney, there she is.
There you go.
Nice hat, Professor Sprouse.
Right.
Protecting that bald spot, huh?
Right.
Well, hey, you guys enjoy the rest of your night. We'll see you later. And I'm gonna send it back to Jocelyn right now to send it back to the movie. Jocelyn?
Thanks, Carlo, for showing us a little bit about how we make things happen here at the Monster Movie Horror-a-thon from Bethany College. And now we're gonna send you back to the finale of our movie.
Welcome back, boils and ghouls. I see you're still with us. Our monster movie Horror-thon continues on BCTV if you dare to watch. And now, here are your hosts once again, Jocelyn Nelson and Carlo Guadagnino.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Bethany College Monster Movie Horror-a-thon. This segment is being brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings, located in Racetrack Road in Washington, PA.
I couldn't bring wings on the set. Jocelyn wouldn't let me.
What can I say? Okay, we are continuing to talk about what we're going to be doing at midnight. So Carlo, why don't you introduce our guest?
Well, our guest is our local Bethany Tower investigator, Taylor Furco, who is going to be up in the tower at about, what, midnight you said?
Around midnight.
Around midnight. Oh, that's a long ways away. But she's going to come on now and talk to us about the, over here. Come here. No, come here. There you go.
Come on around.
There you go.
Okay, Taylor, tell us about what you're going to be doing tonight.
Okay, so I'm gonna go up into Old Main with the camera crew, apparently. Hopefully they'll be joining me, yep. And we're gonna go up and basically just see if it's haunted and see if there's ghosts. I've heard a lot of stories, but I'm scared and really excited.
So wait, are we allowed to send you up there first without the camera crew?
I mean, you can if you want to, but I would rather have other people with me.
Oh, okay.
Do you believe in ghosts? Do you think you're actually gonna find something up there?
I do believe in ghosts, and I definitely think there's ghosts up there, and I hope they're willing to mess with us a little bit to see what we can find.
Well, and don't forget, later on, we have somebody here with us that's going to be able to tell us if there are ghosts here or not.
Yes, we actually are going to be bringing a medium onto set. So you think that's going to freak you out at all if she tells you there's going to be something up there?
Yeah, I just saw her over there actually and showed her around the place, and she said she's already starting to get some feelings that there's things in there that definitely aren't supposed to be in there. So if her guesses are correct and mine are too, then we're in for one heck of a night.
Okay, well, thank you, Taylor, and we'll be seeing you later tonight going up into the tower.
No problem. Thanks, guys.
Well, we're back to the trivia portion of our show here. I'm just going to jump right into this question. How many college filmmakers get lost and eventually fall victim in the Blair Witch Project? Oh, that's a tongue twister for you.
Ain't it? And if you manage to get this question right, your prize for this one will be Michael Keaton's brilliant head-turning performance in Beetlejuice.
All-time classic.
Before he was the Cape Crusader in Stephen King's It. Who can possibly forget as the killer clown? It still gives me shivers thinking about that.
I don't mess with clowns. Nope.
If you think you have the answer to this trivia question, we want you to drop us an email with the correct answer at BCTV HORROR-THON at yahoo.com.
That's what?
BCTV HORROR-THON, HORRORTHON at yahoo.com.
Yahoo.
Yes, not Yoo-hoo, Yahoo. I know you got real excited. More promise of food there, right?
Yeah, I like chocolate milk.
Okay, the 13th email with the correct answer will receive the win of this movie. Remember that the emails are timestamped and you cannot submit an answer after this movie is done.
And you know, that kind of puts a wrench into some people, because I guarantee you people are going to be looking up the answers and whatnot, and then they're going to miss the deadline.
Yep, better Google quick. Carlo, why don't you repeat that question for us one more time?
Oh, the question is, how many college filmmakers get lost and eventually fall victim in the Blair Witch Project? It wasn't as tough the second time.
Okay, and we also have someone else who's going to appear in this segment, right, Carlo?
Yeah, I think our local gimp over there. She's sturdy at the moment. So are we gonna send it over to her right now? Or?
Yep, we're gonna throw over to our resident movie critic historian, Bree Steek. Bree, what do you got for us?
I have some things for the last movie we saw, The Little Shop of Horrors, and the one thing we learned today was that Jack Nicholson in this movie was his first film as a little cast member named Wilberforce. And the movie was only filmed for 2 days, when nowadays 2 days is like figuring out your hair and makeup, so that was pretty difficult. Only 2 camera crews were used on the set to get 2 different camera shots, kind of like you would for a sitcom type of thing. This is because the director wanted to beat changing industry rules that would have prevented producers from buying out an actor's performance. It was known as Roger Corman's horror comedy. Roger Corman, of course, being known as one of the grandfathers of horror movies, working on low-budget B-movies. Much of Corman's work has an established critical reputation, such as his cycle of films adapted from the tales of Edgar Allan Poe. Now, this movie inspired the making of a Broadway musical in 1982, and that musical itself made its way to a multi-million-dollar all-star film musical in 1986 with Steve Martin and Rick Moranis, fresh off his Ghostbuster fame. So Jocelyn and Carlo, who are you gonna call?
Yeah, that or we'll just call you. You seem to be pretty knowledgeable about what's going on here.
I'd take Bree in a fight over a ghost.
Okay, well, we're going to throw you guys to a break with one of our other sponsors, Preview Theater, and we'll be right back with some more ghostly stories soon.
We'll be here.
Oh, good grief.
You've been selected for a mission which you are not to discuss with anyone outside of this room. We are engaged in a war with the Soviet Union. This war does not for the moment involve men at arms. It involves information.
Something important has come up. We've got a Soviet spy.
But there's a wrinkle.
They got our spy pilot with a head full of classified information. The Russians want their man back before he cracks. We want you to negotiate the swap.
I'm an insurance lawyer. I'm not sure I want to pick that up.
Are you good at what you do?
This will be a first for the both of us.
You should be careful.
I'm talking to you about the security of your country.
Why aren't we hanging him? He's a spy!
You're asking me to violate the Constitution.
Do you know how people will look at us? The family of a man trying to free a traitor?
Everyone deserves a defense. Every person matters. Where do they want this negotiation?
East Berlin.
Just tell me that you're not going to be in any danger. I don't even care if it's the truth. Give me something to hold on to.
We need to have the conversation our governments can't.
People in my country consider this an act of war.
You can call it what you want. Let's be clear. Nobody is safe.
We're in a battle for civilization.
The Constitution, it's what makes us Americans. Shouldn't we show our enemy who we are?
Things have started to fall apart.
Is this your position or your government's? Is there any outcome here where I'm not either detained or shot?
Do we need to worry about you?
No! What's the move when you don't know what the game is?
The next mistake our countries make could be the last one.
I'm going to tell you a story about a boy who would never grow up. About the pirate who wished to catch him. About the island where fairies roamed. But this isn't the story you've heard before. Because sometimes, friends begin as enemies, and enemies begin as friends. Sometimes, to truly understand how things end, we must first know how they begin.
Welcome to Neverland!
Are you brave, Peter?
I try to be.
We have an ancient prophecy from when the fairy kingdoms reigned on this island. The prophecy tells of a boy who would lead an uprising against me. A boy who could fly.
I'll be darned.
Hurry! You have to get us off this island.
That boy makes it to the natives. All will be lost.
We've been waiting for you, Peter. Blackbeard won't stop searching. There's only one place he wouldn't dare look.
So pirates are afraid of Mermaid Lagoon?
Because of crocodiles. Afraid?
Holy pudding!
It was written, when you return, you'd unite our people against the pirates.
Mind if I cut in?
What if I fail to fulfill the prophecy? And what if you fail to try?
If you don't believe Peter, then neither will they.
You can't stay a kid forever, even in Neverland.
Wakey, wakey!
They'll kneel.
I will never bow to you. Do you know how to work a ship?
How hard can it be? It's still a lot harder than it looks! We're sailing now!
our 10-hour monster movie horror-thon presented by BCTV on the Bethany Broadcasting Network, where our intrepid band of ghost hunters will attempt to prove at long last if Old Main on the campus of Bethany College is indeed haunted. And now, here are your hosts, Jocelyn Nelson and Carlo Guadagnino.
Hello and welcome back to the Monster Movie Horror-a-thon here at Bethany College in Bethany, West Virginia. So, what do you think about Little Shop of Horrors now? A little bit hokey, but kind of fun?
I mean, I saw a guy feed a hand to a plant, and I'm pretty sure in these United States that's illegal. So.
Yeah, the one point I walked in on in the truck was he was eating a robber, I guess, and the plant managed to fire off a gun while the robber was being eaten. It was
Wait a minute, now the plant can fire a gun?
Well, I don't know. He might have just bit the guy and the gun went off, but.
Hold on, I gotta ask Lurch for this one. Lurch, what'd you think of the movie? That good, huh? Anything else to say, Lurch? All right.
He always has a very excited expression.
That's kind of a dead face.
Okay, well that movie was absolutely fantastic. We see a little bit about how those actors got a kick-off and why they made it into a musical. It's just that kind of fun, funny, spooky humor, so.
Not a musical fan, just gonna tell you right now.
Ah, huge musical fan. We had a high school near me do that musical and it went off without a hitch. Everyone was excited. They had a giant like felt plant eating people. I mean, who doesn't love that?
Wait, they run hitch routes in plays?
Apparently.
Lurch, did you know that? Nothing, huh? You're just nothing.
As our Lurch is holding up, we have a next movie coming up. It's House on Haunted Hill.
No, this is the movie starring Vincent Price and a host of other actors and actresses. And it was remade later on into probably about 5-10 years ago.
It wasn't too long ago. Yeah, we're showing the original one with Vincent Price, who almost has a Dracula-esque look to him. It adds a bit of spook to the haunted house that he's created.
I don't like haunted houses.
I gotta say, I love them. They're fantastic. I like a little bit of a spook. I almost punched one guy in the face, though, when he jumped out of a haunted house. I felt a little bad for that.
That's what I mean. They say like when you go to a haunted house, they can't touch you. But I don't care if they touch me or not.
Yeah,
if somebody
they don't like when you break their nose, though.
Somebody jumps out a window at me, I'm gonna punch them in the face. That's just it's a natural reaction.
Well, it is. You expect them to round the corner. This guy fell from the ceiling. I mean.
Oh, he'd have got two-pieced.
Well, as long as we're talking about haunted houses, this is one of the first almost haunted house-like films that they did, and Bree Steek is going to cover a little bit more of how that film made history later on in another segment.
Well, and, we got to get ready for this. We got some ghost stories coming up. We got the medium coming up. I got a good question for you. You wait.
Oh, yeah. We have another guest coming up in this segment. And by the way, this segment is brought to you by the Ad Council, public service advertising that makes a difference.
You can't eat that, so I have no problems.
Yeah, he's not as into that considering it's not food, but what can we say? They have been a huge help to us here at BCTV and with the Bethany Broadcasting Network, so we send out a huge thank you for them and to sponsoring this segment.
Yes, thank you.
And our guest who's going to be coming on a little later is going to be the medium. But we are actually going to bring that medium on right now. So Angela, why don't you come on over here? Lurch, we're going to say goodbye to you. Come on over here, Angela. Stand by me. Okay, why don't you say your full name for the audience here at home? Come on, get a little closer. We're all friendly here on set.
My name's Angela Hutchins, and I'm from Washington, not too far down the road from here.
How long have you known that you've been a medium or thought that you've been a medium?
I was really young, honestly. I can't remember the age. I was actually born with it, so...
Is it hereditary in your family then?
Yes, it is. I mean, my dad, my uncle, my sister, so there's a lot of them.
All right, I got a question though. So last night, I was hard at work preparing for this show, and I don't know if I was just really working a little too hard, but I definitely played a game of poker against Alexander Campbell, JFK, and Abe Lincoln. So what I'm saying is, since they're technically not alive, do I have to pay them back? Because they beat me real bad.
No, you don't.
Oh, so they don't accept like normal currency? Like they're not going to come and get me later on, are they?
No.
All right.
You're fine.
Okay, well, I want to ask you for our audience back at home, can you explain a little bit of what a medium is and what a medium does?
Well, a medium sees and senses ghosts. Some can talk to them. It's not an exact science. It's hard to explain, but basically I can just tell you if there's ghosts here or not.
Now, do you think there's ghosts here? Like, we standing right here, is there a ghost like chilling behind me or like in this vicinity? Because it got a little cold over here, I'm not gonna lie.
I definitely believe that there are ghosts in the building.
Oh, well, Taylor, good luck with that.
Yeah, and you walked around the building a little bit, correct? Did you, or what did you feel, or how did your medium powers, for lack of a better word, help you with that?
I was walking around. I had, I believe it was Taylor, show me around, and just walking through the building, I'm getting chills up my spine. Like, the hair on my arms rose, and there's definitely something in there.
And you mentioned there were a lot of hot spots. Can you explain what a hot spot is that would, for kind of this paranormal activity?
Yes. Well, a hot spot is really just an area where people have seen a lot of ghosts, or there's a lot of activity going on, like, say, things move when they're not supposed to, or, like I said, there's ghosts in the area, weird lights, a lot of things.
And have you done this for multiple places, or is this your first kind of professional job as a medium?
Well, this is my first professional job, but I've had a lot of friends that have asked me if there are ghosts in their house, or the high school I went to was haunted.
And can you feel anything specific about what's going on? And this will be our last question for you today.
I won't know until I actually search the building a little later on tonight.
Okay, then we hope to hear from you again soon. Thank you very much.
And right now we're going to actually send it to the next 2 student stories, which will be Bree and this one right here, Jocelyn.
Thank you very much, Angela, and let's hear some more stories.
About 2 years ago, so it was my freshman year. My roommate now at the time and I were walking back from the bar. It was before like the 1 o'clock like slow song came up for everyone to listen. So we were by ourselves. Like, you know, we're all dressed all nice, like we're ready to go back and go to sleep, put on some sweatpants. We're walking through like campus, like past like the convocation hall. And it wasn't I had a weird feeling, and it wasn't like those good cold chills like you get when you're cold. It's like, oh, that feels good. It was like, I don't know how I feel about this. And like at the exact same time, like someone like whispers my name in my ear. Now Haley's walking on the left side of me, so I know it wasn't her. So I look over my shoulder and I'm freaking out, and I'm like itching my ear because it almost tickled. At the same time, I look at Haley, she's itching her left ear, and she looks at me and she had a scared look on her face. I said, someone whispered my name in my ear, and she starts sprinting ahead of me. I'm in heels. I'm like, where are you going? And she was like, someone said my name in my ear too, and she's running, so I'm running. And we don't see it. We look around, there's no one around us, it's just us. And she's like almost in tears, like shivering. She's like, I swore you came around my corner, like around her shoulder, and like said her name in her ear. And like that, I said, that's exactly what happened to me the exact same time. It was like, breathe. I just wanted to get out of there, and I just ran as fast as I could. Didn't look around, because if I would have saw something, I probably would have cried. Because it was the chill first, then the name. So then after my name, I had another chill. So I was just like a bunch of chills all happening at one time. So I'm like having a seizure.
My other one is a Halloween night story. So it's perfect for tonight, because I wanted to be able to tell this one just for Halloween. Because it was my first and my only Halloween experience that I've had. So on Halloween night, me and my friends decided that it would be a great time to go visit a graveyard, because everyone wants to visit a graveyard on Halloween. We all want to prove to ourselves that these ghosts really aren't there. So it's me and 3 of my friends. And as we're all getting ready to go out, my uncle comes in. He is actually the caretaker for this graveyard. And I told him, you know, Uncle Steve, we're going to go creep around the graveyard. We're going to check things out. And he goes, oh, well, did you know that that's next to an Indian burial ground? Stiffen up a little bit. I'm like, no, I did not know that. That's great news. And he goes, yeah, there was also a little girl who died there. He sees the eyes pop out of my head. And he proceeds to say that there is one of those tall pier gravestones. And apparently she was walking around the graveyard one night, and that cracked and fell on top of her and killed her. I have seen this fallen gravestone. Did not know that's what happened, but it freaked me out already. So my friends come trotting down the stairs, and I decide not to tell them this. And we all get into Jenna's car, and we drive to go to the graveyard. Jenna, being my genius friend that she is, decides to park in the tallest grass so we look like we're in swampland when we get out of this car. And they're already freaking out, and I'm freaking out because I heard everything that my uncle just told me. And they were just like, you know, Jocelyn, I don't know if this was a good idea. Maybe we should just go back to the house, have some hot cocoa, and pretend this never happened. And I was like, no. I said, there's a tree that's about 3 rows back. There's probably the neat lines of trees that you always get in places that are trying to look pretty. And there's one line of trees, and the 3rd row back is a tree that was struck by lightning. You can tell because the bark is split down the middle while the tree's not falling apart. It's a clear mark of where this lightning hit the tree. I'm like, I just want to show you guys the lightning tree. We're going to go see that, and then we're going to head back home. Okay, Jocelyn, we'll come along. So we all walk in about 3 stone steps up into the graveyard that you have to walk up to hit the graveyard. They look at me and they're like, Jocelyn, no, we gotta leave. And me trying to be the tough girl that I am was like, you know what, no, we're gonna go check this out. You know, tough it out with me. Come on, guys, what are you doing? So they follow me back. I get to the 3rd tree. I circled that tree 3 times and couldn't find a mark on it. It looked completely whole and like nothing had ever happened to it. They're looking at me like I'm crazy circling this tree like a weird woman, and I'm just like, you know what? Wrong tree. Let's go back. Not wanting to believe for myself that I've seen that the lightning strike is entirely gone, as if time is not passed, like as if time has passed. And so we start walking back. We hit one point where me and my best friend Dominique stop, look at each other, and hit a dead sprint back to the car. And of course, all my friends now scream at the top of their lungs and proceed to chase us because they're like, oh my God, what just happened? We crawl through the weeds, back into the car, drive back to my house. I look at Dominique and I was just like, did you hear that? She said, yeah, and like, did you actually heard something? We decide that we're not gonna tell each other the story. So I go and I tell Lance, and she goes and she tells Jenna. Jenna and Lance get back together and say what me and Dominique saw. We both heard at the same time, when we looked at each other about halfway back to the car, the drum beats and some like this weird chanting. And that's why we looked at each other and we ran. We heard the same thing, but and we heard it at the same moment. And we both hit that dead sprint back to the car. So that was kind of the only clarification we needed, that they're by an Indian burial ground. And we ran. So that's my Halloween graveyard story. Hey, welcome back to the Monster Movie Horror-a-thon. And now we're gonna actually, did you hear my story at all? It's a little bit about a graveyard back home. It was pretty cool and it was really creepy. I haven't been back to that graveyard at night since.
I don't go to graveyards at night anyways. I'm pretty sure that's when people come out.
Don't go to one on Halloween. It's bad news right there, I'm telling you.
I feel like that's kind of self-explanatory there, Jocelyn.
The last time I set foot in that graveyard, a storm started, so I ran out of there before I heard those Indian drums again.
Well, what does that tell you about your explorations? Probably not the best.
Dangerous.
You need to change your focus of interest.
Well, we're going to gear back here to Bethany College and the Bethany College campus and actually check out some of the security cams that we have hooked up around Old Main.
I don't like that bird room. Every time I see it, it just freaks me out.
And we really do have them everywhere. We have them downstairs in some rooms. We have them in the academic parlor, which has a bunch of gold and all kinds of stuff in it that I can imagine ghosts being attracted to.
I don't think gold is an attraction for ghosts, only because they're dead.
Okay. And now we're also going to be going inside after this segment because it's getting a little chilly out here, wouldn't you say?
Oh, you know, I'm kind of warm now. Maybe you should have dressed appropriately for the show.
And moving inside, we're going to be getting a little bit of a new setting and actually being in Old Main, where we're trying to prove whether or not it's haunted. So we're a little bit closer to the action.
She's going to be in Old Main. I don't know if I'm coming with.
And with that, we're going to toss it back to House on Haunted Hill for our first for House on Haunted Hill, so we can show you guys a little bit about this movie.